I'm Una Dwyer and this is Life on the Edge. I'm going to introduce you today to a wonderful plant called plantain, one of my absolute favourites, and believe it or not, one of the most commonly used wild herbs in the world, even though a lot of people don't realise it. Looked upon as a weed, in actual fact plantain is superfood. It is called nature's band-aid and it has antibacterial qualities and also has anti-inflammatory qualities. Has been with us over 5,000 years from pollen records, so it's a native Irish plant. So the one behind us is Plantain lancelot, and normally this plant would grow with quite erect leaves, and it's called lancelot because it's wider in the middle and it has veins at the back or ribs, so it's called ribwort also. And it's called lancelot because it's like a lance. But the intriguing thing about this plant is that we have realised that it has adapted to the conditions at the cliffs with the wind and the terrain to survive here. So we have witnessed it growing quite low behind walls to survive and to withstand the wind. So this would be a typical example of what we've discovered here and how the plantain has adapted to, I suppose, survive the conditions and I suppose survive trampling by humans. And it has stayed low to the ground. The rosette has flattened out and it's doing quite well. It's a little bit beraggled, but just goes to show that plants just want to grow and thrive and they will adapt to the conditions. So I'm sitting here in a lovely bank of plantain, and just a couple of more things to tell you about this wonderful plant. It's also a perennial, which means that it dies back every year and then comes back. So believe it or not, this plant will completely disappear in over the winter time and stay underground, and then it'll produce these lovely little shoots in the spring and it'll regenerate. It also has adapted in a very, very clever way to stay low in a lawn to avoid being cut by a lawnmower, which I think is so clever of plant survival. So this is another lovely example of the lancelot plantain. This one is actually quite waxy in texture, which is really nice to see it. And it's got the lovely veins at the back, the lovely halo of stamens on the top on the furrowed stem, and it's obviously absorbing some nutrients or something from the soil, so it's making it a slightly different green, full of chlorophyll, which is really good for your system, because chlorophyll is very close to our own blood. And plantain also contains starch, proteins and varying different vitamins A, C and K, and also has a mucilage qualities of it, so it actually is really good for your chest. It brings up a cough out of your chest. It's fantastic.